guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing for you the Wonderfold W4 Wagon. This wagon here is a highly coveted stroller wagon that can safely seat up to 4 kiddos at one time. It's amazing. I've gotten so many questions on how I like this, is it worth it for the price point, and the different uses you can use out of this. So today I'm bringing this review to share with you how my family has been using this wagon, how we enjoy using the wagon, but also different specs that might help you decide if this wagon is right for you and your family. I'm gonna break everything down into 5 different categories, and at the end I will answer the question I get the most, is it worth it? So let's just jump right into this video. So the first category is going to be assembly. So I always get the question, is it easy to assemble? Yes, the answer is yes, it is easy to assemble. Straight out of the box, everything already comes ready. You don't need any additional tools. All you have to do is open up the wagon, put in the baseboard, which is kind of that pack and play mattress. You can put that in, attach the seats. You attach both sets of wheels, a pair of front wheels and a set of rear wheels, and you also attach the rear wheels to the brake system. It's very easy to do. Just follow the instructions. It does come with instructions, but it's super easy, self-explanatory. You also attach the handlebar and then finally the canopy. So it is very easy to do out of the box. So right out of the box here, as you can see, everything comes pretty much already put together. So it makes assembly a super simple process. You have your wagon chassis itself, along with 2 sets of wheels, the rear wheels and the front wheels, as well as the brake system and the canopy and the 2 bench seats. So everything is pretty easy to just pop right on in or place on. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but I would refer to the directions that it does come with just to be sure that you are putting this together safely and correctly. But again, it is super easy. You do not need any additional tools. I will link my unboxing video down below for you guys so you can see how I unbox this, but it's just so easy to put together. The specs on this wagon, so the weight of this wagon is 50 pounds total, and I know it sounds like a lot, but honestly, the weight is so evenly distributed that honestly, when you are taking this wagon in and out of your car, putting it together, you really don't feel the weight of the wagon like you do in a lot of other strollers. I have other strollers that are actually bulkier, but a little less heavy, about 30 pounds, and those feel a lot heavier because the weight is not evenly distributed. So it may seem like it's a very heavy wagon, but you have to remember this can carry 4 kids. So it is a heavy duty wagon that is built to last. So 50 pounds really is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. It has the capability to. So the dimensions of this wagon. So when the wagon is folded, it is 43 inches in height, 29 inches in width, and 19 inches in depth. When this is open as it is now, the inside width is 21 inches, the inside length is 33 inches, and it is 19 inches in depth. Wagon also can hold up to 300 pounds. Can you guys imagine what other stroller can hold up to 300 pounds? Amazing, right? It also has the highest weight limit of any stroller out there on the market. So you will be able to use this with multiple children of different ages, even adults if you wanted to. I can even fit in here. My 20-year-old stepdaughter wanted to test this out and take a ride with my 4-year-old. My stepdaughter weighs 140 pounds and my 4-year-old weighs 40 pounds. So I was pushing about 180 pounds total. And let me tell you, it truly was pretty easy to maneuver. And it was actually, I wouldn't say lightweight, but you really didn't feel a heavy push at all. The weight is so evenly distributed throughout this wagon that you can easily push a high weight limit. So the next point I want to make is riding options. There are several different riding options with this wagon, and I'm going to show you all of those riding options. All right, guys, let's talk riding options. So here I have 2 bench seats facing outward. So the kids are facing the world. And this is probably the most common way you'll see other strollers facing options. So you'll find this on a quad stroller or other double strollers where the kids are just facing outward. Here I have both benches facing each other. This is great for interaction with multiple kids. They can talk to each other, share snacks, share toys, share whatever they want. They can see each other, and 2 kids can see the parent while 2 of the kids can look out and see the world. This riding option with only one bench seat attached allows for 1 or 2 children to ride at the top and 1 or 2 children to ride at the bottom. The kids at the bottom are free to move about the wagon, or if which honestly is pretty easy to do, but let me tell you, this canopy is pretty flimsy. If the wind is blowing, this will actually blow right off. It has happened to me so many times while I was out, and you don't get a ton of shade from the sun, so your kids are pretty hot. The sun does kind of beat down on them. So to open up our Wonderfold, it's super easy to do. All you do is unlatch that side lock there and push down. Now, the canopy does sit directly in those holes, and those holes, there are 4 of them located in each corner of the wagon itself, but they do sit securely in there, and they're pretty deep sitting. So the canopy of the Wonderfold cannot just be blown off with the wind. Also, I love that the canopy is adjustable. So depending on where the sun is coming down or where you're facing in the sun, you can adjust the canopy by sliding it on either side of the wagon or centering it perfectly to shade your children from the elements. Okay, so let's talk about the safety of the Wonderfold in comparison to the Radio Flyer. So the Wonderfold can hold up to 4 children safely. There are 5-point safety harnesses, 2 on each bench seating, whereas the Radio Flyer does not have any 5-point safety harness. It's just a little belt here on either side. There's no actual seats, so your kids are just kind of sitting in the bucket of the wagon, and you just strap that little seat belt around their waist, which actually the kids can get out of and slide down. So now let's look at the height. Obviously, the Wonderfold is a little bit taller than the Radio Flyer, and the Radio Flyer is substantially smaller than the W4. When it comes time to closing both of these, we'll start with the Radio Flyer. You just pull up on the canopy and it comes right on off. Usually I just fold that up and tuck it in the side pocket of the wagon, but for now we'll just set it aside. And then what you want to do is push each of those canopy poles into the wagon itself. You have to press the button. Again, a little bit tedious, but it goes right in. And then to close the wagon itself, you pull up on that center lever and it closes the wagon easily. However, there is not a safety latch to keep that closed, so it does come open when you're trying to close it, so it's a little bit of a pain. So now folding the Wonderfold, we just pull the canopy poles out of each of those 4 corners, which is super easy to do. And then when you're not using the canopy, you can just store it on the handlebar there, and you can actually fold it up like that. And then to fold it, what we want to do is first take out the bottom piece of the wagon itself, which is that pack and play type of mattress. It's kind of that flooring that keeps it sturdy. And then you tuck in those side pockets and unlatch that side lever there and pull up on the sides and push in. Now, as you can see, I do have both seats attached still. You can actually fold this wagon with both seats attached. It doesn't matter which way the seats are facing. You can do it. Just make sure you close that latch at the bottom there, and it will keep your wagon folded with the seats on. So the next stroller that we're going to compare the W4 to is going to be my Baby Jogger Summit X3 double jogging stroller. The stroller weighs in at about 38 pounds, so it's pretty heavy, and it's actually quite bulky. It's very easy to fold. All you do is pull up on 2 of those tabs in the center there, but again, it feels really heavy. The weight is not evenly distributed throughout the stroller, so it actually is very bulky, and this does take up the entire storage compartment of my van. I have a Toyota Sienna there, and it literally takes up all of the cargo space. There is no room back there at all for anything else. But let's just put this side by side with the Wonderfold so you can see. So comparing the 2 of these side by side, the jogging stroller actually is a bit taller than the Wonderfold. However, the Wonderfold just seems to be a little bit more compact actually. So now we're going to compare the W4 with my Even Flow Pivot Expand, which is a modular stroller that can seat either 1 or 2 kids. So again, the Wonderfold is super simple to use right off the bat. You just unlatch that button at the bottom and push down. Your seats are already folded in there, so you're ready to go. So there's no fussing with seats, putting them in, taking them out, any of that. So with my Even Flow Pivot Expand, I have to grab one seat, put one seat on, and then if I want to use it with another kiddo, I have to fold out those adapters, which are tucked away into the stroller, and put on the second seat. Comparing these two side by side, it would appear that the Even Flow Pivot Expand is actually longer than the Wonderfold. However, I find them to be the same exact length, so neither is longer than the other. However, the Even Flow Pivot Expand does sit a little bit higher, which is harder to see your second kiddo because of that top seat. You really can't keep an eye on your kid in front, whereas the Wonderfold, you can keep an eye on everyone and everyone can see you. Doesn't matter which way they're faced, it's easy to see both kids or all of your kids. With the Even Flow, like I said, you really just can't see the kiddo in front. All right, so when it's time to fold up the Even Flow Pivot Expand, this is a multi-step process. I first have to remove that bottom seat, set the bottom seat aside, and then I have to fold away those adapters into the stroller. And then I will remove the top seat and set that aside, and then slide those adapters down into its original position, and then fold in my handlebar to make it a bit more compact to fit into my vehicle, and pull up on the levers, and then it's folded. So it does take quite a few steps and is a little bit tedious, but not too much. Whereas the Wonderfold, all I do is just, again, unhook that side lever, pull up on those sides, push in and latch the bottom of my wagon, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so I also want to mention, in comparison with other strollers, I did once upon a time own the quad stroller by Foundations, the Foundations quad stroller. It was a massive quad stroller that held 4 kids. The thing I did not like about that, and I got rid of it because it was just so bulky. It took up the entire cargo area of my Toyota Sienna. There was absolutely no room for anything in that cargo area once that stroller was in there. And it was super heavy. I think it weighed more than 50 pounds, but it was so awkward. I couldn't even lift it into my van. It took all of my might just to like somehow toss it over the edge, and it did actually scrape up my car and scrape up the frame of the stroller in the process. But what I also didn't like about it was the fact that it didn't really have any riding options other than the fact that it had 4 upright seats. And there was actually no way I could carry an infant car seat, which I actually wanted to be able to safely carry an infant car seat. So I would have to kind of stuff the seat with blankets and things like that and just hope for the best and put a car seat in there. But other than that, it was just super bulky. This is the Foundations quad stroller that I did own, and I did own it in this exact color with the red and black. And as you can see, it's pretty massive for a quad stroller. When it was folded, it was just big, bulky, and heavy. So this definitely did not work well for us. So I got rid of that stroller. So thankfully, I found out about the Wonderfold quad stroller, and I absolutely love this in comparison with all of the other strollers that I have ever owned. And I have owned several strollers, pretty much all the strollers out there on the market I have owned, with the exception of a few. But with the ones I compared in this video, by far the Wonderfold hands down beats them all because of the ease of the use of this stroller wagon. It is just so versatile. I love that I can carry 1, 2, 3, or even 4 kids in this wagon, and I can actually strap all 4 of them in, which is, you really can't find a way to do that. And this is what makes this so incredible. And the fact that it has a ton of storage space. That Foundations quad stroller had absolutely no storage space. The basket was actually a joke because it was inaccessible once your kids were in there. But with the Wonderfold, I can put my diaper bags in the storage basket on the handle. There are these pockets here I can put all kinds of things in, and then the storage bag on the front that I can store things, and I can also actually store things at the bottom of the wagon when the kiddos are actually in the seat. I can use the bottom portion to just store a bunch of extra stuff. So the possibilities are endless with this. Okay, so let's talk about the storage on this amazing wagon. On those side flaps there are pockets, and they're on both sides of the wagon, and they're pretty deep, so they can hold just about anything. You can put your cell phone, keys, wallet, even snacks in those side pockets. And actually the snacks are a genius idea because the kids can reach them. Also, there is a storage basket on the rear of the wagon, and it's pretty deep and holds a ton. Also, on the front of the wagon, there is a storage pouch, and that is also pretty deep, so you can hold pretty much anything. I would probably put in here toys, snacks, diapers, wipes, all the essentials for a day out. So here I have my Itsy Ritsy Boss backpack in that storage basket there. However, it is a bit big and bulky, so I think my Itsy Ritsy mini backpack is a better choice for the storage basket. And there's still plenty of room to spare for other things. And I do think my Itsy Ritsy Boss backpack would be better hanging from the handlebar. So now I've got my Itsy Ritsy Boss backpack hanging from the handlebar and my Itsy Ritsy Mini in that storage basket. So between my 2 diaper bags and all of the pockets on this wagon, there is a ton of storage, and you can literally take everything you need for 4 kiddos and more for a full day out. Our next category is additional accessories available, and here I'm going to show you what accessories are available for additional purchase on the Wonderfold website. So Wonderfold also has some pretty cool accessories available for purchase, including this nifty storage bag, which makes traveling easy with your Wonderfold, or you can store your wagon in this bag when not in use. There is also a cooler bag available for purchase, as well as a stroller caddy, which hangs from the handlebar and can hold multiple beverages. There is also a snack tray, which makes snacking and eating for your little ones on the go super simple and super convenient. There is also a single cup holder available for purchase, and this is where you can keep your drink. If that caddy is full of your kiddos' drinks or other things, you can have a drink cup holder available. Here is also a mosquito net, which also shields your kiddos from elements, but it acts as a safety mechanism, and your kids won't be able to escape the wagon at all if they're not strapped in. The wagon also does come in a variety of colors, including this gray here, but it also comes in blue, black, and yellow. So guys, we have finally made it to the big question. Is this wagon worth it? The price point is $549, which may seem like a lot, but in the long run, this wagon is going to carry you from the baby years all the way through childhood years, you guys. You can use this wagon literally for 10 years, 10 plus years, depending on how many kids you have and your active lifestyle. You can use this wagon literally for at least 10 years because of the high weight limit. So all in all, with the riding options, the ease of use, the amount of children it can carry, this wagon is absolutely worth it, you guys. I know it seems like a lot, but definitely trust me, take the plunge. It is so worth it. I promise you won't regret it. This wagon has been good to us so far. I only wish this wagon had been available when my first daughter was born. I wish I had known about this even when my second daughter was born. But now we do know about this, and we are planning to have more kids. And as I said, we are a foster family, so we tend to have multiple children at once. So I do have 4 littles, a lot of the times under the age of 4. So this makes transporting them to and from anywhere so easy. We use this at the doctor's office. We've used this going grocery shopping. We use it just outside, out and about, in the mall. It is a lifesaver. And also it is great for families with special needs kiddos. My oldest daughter is on the autism spectrum, so sometimes crowds get overwhelming. Walking is a lot. She can be overstimulated by noise, lighting, which generally doesn't bother her, but a lot of times it does become a bit much, especially if we're out in a crowded place. So this is nice because she can just kind of sit in her wagon and just regroup and enjoy herself and just ride and be able, it's kind of her safe haven. So this is a great option for special needs families with older kiddos. Rather than using a medical stroller, this could carry kiddos with medical equipment, as well as older children that do need to be strapped in. I love the riding options, and I love the fact that I can hold 4 kids. I love the fact that I can hold 300 pounds in this wagon. I mean, if I had a broken leg, I can ride in this wagon. So you guys, this is absolutely worth it. I truly hope you've enjoyed this Wonderfold Wagon review. Go to wonderfoldwagon.com and order yours today, and you won't regret it. Bye guys, see you in the next one.